Hello, wrestling fans! Welcome to the edition of Tag Team. I'm your host, Cesar Scorpio, alongside the Invincible Vincent.
Hey.
TNA Hardcore Justice is what we're reviewing here this week. And this pay-per-view was slow starting, but then proved pretty strong here at the end.
Yeah, at the beginning it did start out a little bit slow, but the last about 4 matches were really good. So.
Absolutely. Now this actual pay-per-view had 8 matches to speak of. We'll get started here from the beginning of the actual card. First match was a tag team match with Gunner and Kid Cash versus Hernandez and Chavo Guerrero. Now Chavo Guerrero, since his debut here on TNA, has been puffed up pretty big here in TNA.
Yeah. The one thing about Chavo coming over to TNA, it's good in a way, bad in a way. But the bad thing about it is, if Kid Cash is showing up in a match, it's kind of like one of those things that sort of tells you that the other team is going to win or the other guy's going to win. So, not a whole lot of drama in there. But one thing I did enjoy seeing was Chavo do the Three Amigos. That was pretty awesome. But other than that, this was part of the slow start. Something
to be said there. Chavo Guerrero was really kind of lackluster in the WWE. Some of you might mention that he was not used properly in the WWE. But then again, he was a tag team buddy of Eddie Guerrero. So,
True.
Being the fact that he was Latino Heat and kind of was the sidekick to Eddie Guerrero, it's kind of like Robin taking over now and trying to come out on his own. Now, Nightwing's cool and all, but he is no Robin. He is Chavo Guerrero. So, he was not really used very well in WWE. I mean, he's great, technically sound, but mic skills is what WWE cherishes the most, and he doesn't really carry that with him. So, hopefully, with being accompanied here by Hernandez and himself, can build some sort of a group there, maybe Latino Heat Part 2 or something like that. But, again,
we'll see. Give it some time, see if it gels or not. If not, just cut out the middleman, put Gunner and Hernandez both on the same team, and be done with it.
Oh, but again, I have a problem with, like you just mentioned here, Kid Cash not getting the proper credit that he's due. He's great with the mic, he's a great technician,
and
he just seems to be getting the short end.
Yeah, for some reason, he always seems to be the guy who's on the losing team. Which doesn't really make sense because a lot of the times he's the one who's carrying it, but
messed up.
That's the thing. If you don't have a good solid heel, the match goes nowhere. So that's a plus.
Anyway, put on a mask, Kid Cash. Maybe you'll get better luck on that.
There you go.
All right. Anyway, after that we had match. Actually, let me advise who the winner was. Didn't even bother doing that, right? You kind of said it here. Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez. Of course, he kind of said it without even saying it. But Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez end up getting the victory. Chavo, of course, gets the pin on Kid Cash, and the show moves on here. After that, we have match number 2, Falls Count Anywhere BFG match worth 20 points. This match was between Magnus, Mr. Anderson, Rob Van Dam, and the Pope. Problem is that when the Pope was announced, he was getting beat down by the Aces and Eights. Oops, unfortunate here for the Pope.
Yeah, the show must go on. Magnus comes out immediately, and they go ahead and continue.
Pretend nothing never happened. It's a 3-man race.
Don't know if they actually got him any medical assistance or anything like that, but hey, what are you going to do? Welcome to wrestling. But
anyway, this match ends when we have the winner actually being Rob Van Dam. This guy actually gets into the stage area when he decides to get the victory, planting here...
Magnus. He tossed him a nice folding chair, and when Magnus caught it, he went ahead and kicked it into Magnus' face, which pretty much ended the match. There was nothing left to do but pin him.
Now, this was a slow-starting match, but Rob Van Dam, if you have Rob Van Dam in a match, it ends up being a good match. He did do some high-risk maneuvers. That spinning heel kick into the outside of the ring, the railing.
Yeah, from the ring to the railing, basically cutting Ken Anderson in half. And then going on to go toe-to-toe with Magnus.
Absolutely. Now, Magnus is getting his run here. Really didn't really... I mean, these other two guys are showstoppers.
Yeah.
And Magnus got his feet wet in this match, this type of match, and did pretty good, in my opinion. He didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
Got some good moves in, sold the moves very well. But again, stole the show with Rob Van Dam with his high risk, and Rob Van Dam gets the 20 points. This changes the BFG standings drastically because due to this win, he is now slotted at number 2 in the actual top 4. Top 4, of course, advanced the Bound for Glory match, and at that point, after that match, was Storm at 66, Rude at 55, Rob Van Dam at 55, Joe at 54, and Kurt Angle at 48. So Mr. Anderson ended up being the odd man out on that one. After that match, we had Ms. Tessmacher being interviewed with JB, where she says she doesn't know how she could possibly lose this match. She has the number of Madison Rayne and yada yada yada, right? Not really acknowledging the whole thing with Earl Hebner Sr.
Yeah, well,
his Mac on.
She has Madison Rayne's number, but Madison has Earl Hebner's, as you'll see.
Exactly. All right, match number 3, we had the television championship match between Devon and Kazarian. Of course, Kazarian got this match after getting the better of Devon earlier in the week, and now we set up a card match for Hardcore Justice. Now, this match ends when we have Devon. Excuse me, I can't remember his name. Testify. Anyway, Devon ends up getting the win after getting the spine buster on Kazarian, and there we go. It's a wrap. This match seemed to be kind of lackluster because of the fact that Devon appears to have gained so much weight.
Yeah. I mean, he came in looking strong when he after the split with Bully Ray. He got in the lab, got pumped up, lost a bunch of weight, and now it looks like he seems like he found some of it. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Too many brewskis or what it was, not quite sure, but he's gained a lot of weight.
One solid pizza weekend can ruin your whole your whole setup.
That's cold-blooded. Oh, whatever.
It can happen.
Anyway, after that we had match number 4. This was the knockout match between Miss Tessmacher and Madison Rayne. Madison Rayne came out looking pretty good, actually, wearing the pink and the black. Of course, all over Earl Hebner. Earl Hebner, the official in this match, TNA didn't think it was best to have Brian Hebner or have Stifler doing it. No, we went ahead and had Old Man Hebner, senior official. Of course, he does all the knockout matches, so why not, right? Even though there was vast interest in this, but we'll go on here. Now, this match was pretty entertaining, actually. For the credit of Mr. Hebner, he kind of called it down the line. This was a match that looked like it was going back and forth. Nothing really showing favoritism to Madison Rayne, even though you could ask Miss Tessmacher and she'd think differently in this.
Yeah. At one point, what was a legitimate call by Earl Hebner, Madison Rayne, the count was going while Madison Rayne had put a foot up on the rope. Earl Hebner stopped the count because of the foot on the rope. Tessmacher had a problem with it, but Madison Rayne then took the opportunity to perform a roll-up on Tessmacher while she was distracted trying to argue with Earl Hebner about it.
Absolutely. So this match goes to Madison Rayne. Madison Rayne is the new knockout champion now. Of course, there should be a rematch here somewhere.
Now, during that count, however, the count for her, Madison Rayne did actually use some rope leverage that Earl Hebner apparently did not see.
Of course. Now, again, it's Old Man Hebner, and that stuff happens from time to time in wrestling. So this was a legitimate, non-call decision here by Earl Hebner. And when Earl Hebner was trying to raise the arm of Madison Rayne, she kind of wanted no part of it.
Yeah, once she got the belt, she really didn't have any time for Earl Hebner all of a sudden.
Yeah. He's like, man, I just ordered that Viagra for nothing. Yeah, pretty much, Earl Hebner. Anyway, after that we had match number 5. Tables match for the BFG. Again, 20 points on the line. We had Robbie E., Bully Ray, Jeff Hardy, and James Storm competing in this match. Now, there was some anticipation because of the fact we had James Storm in this match. To have Aces and Eights participate, which was a very good hunch on Bully Ray's part. But this match ends, Bully Ray gets the win, but not before an appearance by Aces and Eights.
Yeah, Aces and Eights show up. They both distract both Bully Ray and also Jeff Hardy. But nevertheless, Bully Ray was able to get the win after putting Jeff Hardy through a table. So yeah, Bully Ray walked away with 20 points on that one. 20
points for Bully Ray. The guy is making moves. He's competing. He might be in line for a championship. Now, I'm not saying that Austin Aries is going to lose his championship anytime soon, but I expect him to be in the discussion frequently.
Should be in the hunt.
Absolutely. All right.
Hopefully they get his contract information worked out sooner rather than later.
Hey,
hint, hint.
You don't. Someone else will. True story. True story. All right. Match number 6, X Division Championship match. This was Kenny King, Magic Mike versus Zema Ion, the X Division champion. This match ends when Zema Ion hits an off-the-top rope spine buster move on the King, and that's a wrap. 1, 2, 3 pin, but this was a pretty good match.
Yeah, this was a very good match. Zema Ion did walk away from the match with the win. But Kenny King really showed what he can do on a big stage like TNA wrestling.
Magic Mike.
And And yeah, if you saw the match, he was all over. He had a whole lot of moves that you probably haven't seen here. You know, while he was in Ring of Honor, he was delivering like this, and he still continues to deliver here. So, you know, even though he lost this match, I expect he's going to be in the hunt for a while.
Magic Mike gets the loss, but earns the respect of the fans in the process. Good job here for Kenny King. Yeah. But congratulations again for Zema Ion for retaining that X Division Championship. Good match, excellent match, by the way. Good to see here the X Division full force here in this match number 6. After that, we had match number 7, ladder match. BFG worth 20 points. They did indeed save some of the best for last. We had AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe versus Christopher Daniels. This match ends up going to AJ Styles. When Christopher Daniels is hung up on the ladder, AJ Styles goes from the top rope to the ladder to the clipboard to win this actual match.
Yeah, AJ Styles, yeah. At first it looked like Christopher Daniels was getting ready to be murdered after Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe stuffed him in between the slats of the ladder, but later it was revealed, you know, after Samoa Joe put another ladder next to it in order to get up to the contract, and then it would sort of made sense why he was there. But AJ Styles was able to vault from the ropes onto these 2 ladders and get up to the contract and walk away with it. So
absolutely. So from being a non-factor in BFG automatically propels him to the conversation in the top 4. Yeah. He is still not in the top 4. He is up to the 36 points at this point. But again, now he's in the conversation. Now hopefully we can get that whole Claire situation out of the way. Yeah. Yeah, and get some actual wrestling in the conversation instead.
But one thing to mention about this match, even though, again, Christopher Daniels lost, he was one of the most notable people. He was basically the crash test dummy in this match. So you got to give, just on a professional level, you got to give Christopher Daniels props for all the abuse that he absorbed.
Absolutely.
And still did a great job as a heel.
Absolutely. Definitely going to be in the top, one of the top 5 in the UnifiedWrestling.com's top 5 wrestlers of the week. Definitely earned it with his performance here at Hardcore Justice. And again, wow, I don't know how someone else is going to knock him off that top 5 slot here on Raw. It would have to be something pretty big to match
Somebody's got to catch on fire.
All right, after that we had the main event, match number 8. This was the TNA Championship match between Austin Aries, the champion, versus Bobby Roode for his famous rematch. Now this had a rematch clause, basically stating no rematch, win or lose after this match for anybody. Wow. That ended up costing Bobby Roode because Austin Aries ended up getting the victory after a restart needed to be applied when looks like both men actually got victories at the first time.
Yeah. Brian Hebner sustained a bump that knocked him out, which led to the referee Stifler coming out to the ring to officiate, and he sustained a bump. So while both of them are, woozy, there was a double pin that took place. Both of them saw it from different angles, and both of them called for different wrestlers to be the winner. Stifler called for Bobby Roode, and Brian Hebner called for Austin Aries.
Right, so old man Hebner, senior official that he is, comes out and says, this needs to be restarted. Let's start this match all over again. And Brian Hebner, you are the referee. So this thing restarts. Again, the match goes to Austin Aries after that dual pinfall doesn't really work. He gets a stack pin. Really nice looking pin here on Bobby Roode.
Handstand stack.
Yeah.
Never seen that before.
To get the victory, and that's pretty much a wrap. So he ends up getting the victory, retains. No rematch here for Bobby Roode. In fact, he's probably knocking on the door of Robbie E right now saying, hey, dude, can I get that invitation to BFG? I mean, you're not really doing anything with it, right?
Exactly. He's like, I'll make it worth your while. You're not, you don't stand a chance, but I might be able to do something with your points.
Exactly.
What's your price?
Exactly. Hopefully something like that because, again, he's at the back of the line.
Yeah.
And at least till after BFG.
Exactly.
All right. So that's pretty much it here for Hardcore Justice. Good pay-per-view here. I'd say a solid 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Good action here coming to the latter part of it. But again, Rob Van Dam at the beginning did make sure he carried a lot of this action and made it a good pay-per-view.
A good pay-per-view.
Solid thing to watch.
Like the last about 4 matches or so pretty much redeemed the whole thing. And then, there was a good work in spots in the earlier matches as well. But yeah, the last 3 or 4 definitely on point.
Absolutely. So again, what to expect here on Raw later. Of course, that's going to be for Monday night. Whether they're going to take some of this spark away from the actual pay-per-view, well, it's yet to be seen. But again, TNA did come up with a great pay-per-view here this evening. So we'll see what happens here on Thursday. See if there's a little more Aces and Eights explanation or anything like that. Yeah. We will definitely find out. Follow the live coverage on UnifiedWrestling.com if you're not able to watch TNA Impact Wrestling live on Thursday night. For myself, Cesar Scorpio, Invincible Vincent, thank you very much for watching. See you guys next week. SummerSlam.